Hello everybody and welcome back to another Broodwar laddercast. So we're going to be poking our heads in on a very interesting subject. BTS, aka True, the Starcraft 2 player who made his way into Starcraft Broodwar and made his first ASL this season. So this guy right here in the bottom left, True, is definitely someone to watch out for. His opponent over in the top left, it is Rich. None other than Rich. This guy has been with us for some time. He's been a top ladder Protoss player for several years now, it feels like, but just hasn't quite broken through just yet. Maybe struggles in tournament play, but does tend to dominate on ladder, and so should be a very good opponent for BTS. But I'm mostly going to be watching this guy. I'm also kind of noticing that BTS is not using this mineral patch, which I thought that this mineral patch kind of boosts pretty normally. This one I think is the slowest. Yeah, see, this one turns around pretty darn quick. Let's see, these two are gonna leave about the same time. Look at how quickly that one goes back. That one's very fast. This one really takes some time. Doesn't seem like this one's catching up at all, though. This is just for my own experimental purposes. I've been playing a lot of ladder recently, and although my points aren't really reflecting it, I feel like I'm getting better. I feel like I'm improving, and I've been putting in a lot more hours, so that should be the way it is. We should be making small and incremental improvements, and that's what I've been gearing myself towards. Learning the game and just improving little by little. Overpool here from BTS is going to get quite a few lings out. Initially 6 lings. Definitely quite the commitment here. He did see the natural and that there was a gateway coming online, and so he will start to pressure initially. We'll see what kind of work he can get done with that. While back at home, looking to get a third base going. Looks like he was sending that drone out. Turns it around and sends it back home. We're going to get those back to mining. No third drone. Okay, there's the third drone. Excuse me. It's already at the 6 o'clock. That was the scouting drone. Lings, can they get the run by? Oh my gosh. Oh boy, can he get past here? Oh, he's targeting the wrong probe. Gotta target that one that's sticking out a little more. Was only able to get 1 ling hitting that, and so he wasn't able to break through too swiftly. Nice job with the double probe on the ramp, just holding back these initial few lings. Quite the commitment to have 2 probes sitting there, but you know what? Worth it if you can keep these lings out of your main. Maybe it would have been better to have 1 zealot, 1 probe there, but in the end, he will keep himself alive, get this Nexus down, and he keeps the probe active on the opponent's side of the map as well. Hasn't lost that yet. Gas geyser has been taken. He's not mining it, and so you know what? If you're a Protoss player, you see that gas not mining, you might think that ling speed has already started. He might not be tricked by that, but that's the only reason I've seen players pull off of the gas and get that gas and then just not mine off of it. Well, mine 100 gas and then get the ling speed and then pull off so they can get an extra hatch down a little bit quicker. He's moving out here with 3 zealots, keeping just 2 back at home with the probe in the wall. 3 zealots are going to make their way over to this third base. How many lings are going to be produced here from BTS? He goes for that ling speed. Has not pulled off the gas here yet, though. Like that might end up going down. Does get the probe, but that's very good. Probe is dead, and this is 10 lings. So 10 lings easily beats 3 zealots. And in fact, more lings are making their way up here. This should be an easy clear. Very important to keep some of these lings back in the natural, though, because most I'm trying to say zealot players, but Protoss players will send more zealots at you and just continue to get damage over and over again. Pretty decent amount of damage with these first couple of zealots. 3 zealots there holding the line at the back of the mineral patches for a long time. See, if it was a Protoss player in my game, these 2 zealots would already be walking into my natural as those lings were getting cleared up. It would already be over there getting some damage. And look at this, ling speed finishes, and now these zealots are dead in the water. Oh, he's just gonna get these. Yeah, you can't get away from this now. I'm gonna go ahead and block that. Trying to run around so that you can get maximum damage out of that injured zealot, but doesn't really work out for him. Both those go down, and now he's on the back foot, sitting back here at home, starting a 5-minute 30 +1, and has his Stargate nearly complete, but it's probably gonna be... Oh wow, Spire starts. That Spire seems pretty late to me. Let's see how this goes for BTS. It's definitely dealing with a lot in this game, with all the zealots that have been going on, and the run by there. He was trying to run by with Lings a little bit earlier. A lot of multitasking going on. This can really hurt if the Spire is late, though. Pulling back some of these Overlords, trying to hide them as best he can. I'm gonna hide that a little bit better. Try and float it back here. First Corsair is out. How close are we? Actually, it's not too bad. I've got to say, pretty well played by BTS. He is gonna have his drone count at coming along at a solid clip. He's got his extra hatcheries down. In fact, all 6 hatches have already been set up. And yeah, he sees the Spire, but can't even start hitting an Overlord before some Scourge are going to be started. So this is excellent for BTS. Going to be feeling very good about his early cleanups. And oh my goodness, the Zealot walks out. Almost gets completely surrounded there. Slippery Zealot, though, manages to slide away, getting to the safety of that cannon once again. Not going to be a very powerful follow-up here from Rich, even though he's got this double gateway in the natural where he can make a lot of zealots. He's not gonna have that much stuff to go along with this +1 timing. When the +1 finishes and legs finish, what is he gonna have? Like 7 zealots, 8 zealots, something like that. He's only got 6 now. I guess he'll probably have 8. No, he's not even building zealots right now. 6 is what he's gonna go with. 6 is pretty easy to handle. 6 zealots with +1. 5 mutas are going to make short work of that. Plus a sunken at each base. Shouldn't be a problem here for our Zerg player. As the Lings to try and block as well. With the Lings right in that little corner there. And the mutas are out. Corsairs going to be piling up here back at home. Will he continue to make Corsairs? Now, this is, again, something I've been working... Oh, this is not a 6 hatchery. Excuse me. That's a evolution chamber. And he started his 3rd gas as well. Plus armor for the mutas. We might be seeing a mutalist play. Maybe an Ogre Zerg into the main base. That would be a little bit crazy, considering how many Corsairs are being made right now. And there's a 2nd cannon coming up. I think that probably Rich could predict this. However, let's see the Scourge connections here. It's all going to come down to the Scourge connections. Go ahead and hide in that corner. Wow, those Scourge connections are fantastic. He will be driven away here initially, but those are some great Scourge connects. And he can come back in here in another couple of moments. So immediately making that Archon, very important that he gets that Archon so that he can be a little bit more safe. There's the 6 hatchery. It's actually in the natural. It's a bit of a strange placement for that, but there it is. Gonna be sending a drone down towards bottom right. Zealot is in place, prepared to shut this down, and he will get the shutdown on that potential 4th base. More mutas are out now. They're going to be sent over to try and deal with that Zealot. Another drone being sent over here. 44 total drones, and we're going to get another wave of drones out here in a moment. As True preps for this 4th base. Rich going to go ahead and grab his own 3rd. Templar still looking for pokes into this natural. That's quite a lot of mutas. 11 mutas have been made. Big commitment there. 5 Corsairs remain. A 6-1 is on the way. Huge round of Scourge making their way forward here. Gonna get the kill on that probe. Oh, 2 big hits. from the Archon here, but nice chase micro, getting quite a bit of damage and one of those kills on a Corsair. 3 cannons in the main though. Can he crack this? It's a little bit scary. Going after the Templar, a much safer option. Does go after those Templar, gets the kills there. Going after the Corsairs again. Now can zone. If he goes after the 3 cannons here on the left-hand side, he can zone this with the Scourge. The Archon here, a little out of position to do anything about this. Whoa! Flying the Mutas in there, that's a little wild. We definitely should have seen him go for a dive in the main if he was just going to lose the Mutas like that. Maybe you can force some bad trades with the Corsairs in that case. Get a little bit more value there. Dark Arc, or not Dark Archon, Dark Templar, Kate Boy heading down to bottom right. He's going to start to hit these drones. He's already got 3 kills. He's going to get a 4th and a 5th. Things are getting a little dicey here for our Zerg player. Don't really have too much out just yet. Going to bring the Hydras to bear, but Zealots are going to make their way down here first. Good play by Rich to get out ahead of this and shut down this 4th base already. Mutas are down here. They do a lot of DPS, so maybe he can save this. No shot. That hatchery does go down. And so Rich will retreat, still sitting here on 3 base to the 3 base of his opponent. And we don't have Hive on the way either. It's not like we're sitting on even bases and the Zerg player is going into Hive. He's sitting back, building tons of Hydras, and now trying to get this 4th base online again. Might even want to double expand at this point, honestly. You're going to have a very hard time keeping up with the Protoss player now. So just going double expansion might be the key, might be a good idea in a difficult position like this. Really try to double down on that. You're going to need those extra hatches anyway to really start to pump out. But okay, there we go. 53 workers now. That's a good number to really start pumping off these hatcheries. He does not take that extra natural. Drone over here. Might as well throw down another hatchman. All right. He spends all of his money. Lurker upgrade is about to finish. There is no Dark Archon or anything like that back at home, and only 5 Corsairs. So another round of Mutas could be warranted. He's only got 5 left. Bring the Hydras forward. See if he can snipe some more High Templar and utilize these Hydras to chunk through the rest of the army. +1/+1 is ready for this Protoss player. Rich. Going to be enjoying a little bit of an advantage here shortly. Actually, it's not going to be that long at all. His +2 will finish, and then the +2 armor, or +1 armor is going to finish after not too long. Melee attacks and Queen's Nest. True is gearing up for the next stage of this game. Going to be transferring some drones over to bottom right. In fact, he's long distance mining at the moment. Just kind of not what you want to do. You'd rather get your drones over here and just start mining from this position already. But he's a little bit busy out on the map right now. There's a Zealot moving along the right-hand side. That'll be annoying if it makes its way all the way to bottom right. Definitely want to catch that on the way. There it is. He sees it. But does he really see it? Because he might not. He might just catch that as a glimpse. His Lurkers are unburrowed here. Going to try and spread them out. Wants to try and prevent the 4th base, at least for now. Running up with Lurkers. There are observers here, though. Lurkers dealing a lot of damage to these Zealots, but nothing really body blocking for them. And so the Lurkers are, for the most part, just going to die here. This is a problem I find in a lot of my games as well. Having a hard time getting some good connections with the original few Lurkers. The Protoss player just running through everything, but good storm dodges overall, keeping the majority of his Hydras alive. And he will make some Lurker eggs to preserve this Hydra count. One Zealot down here in the bottom right's not really doing any work right now. Looks like it's been forgotten by both players. Both players not really paying attention to that. Finally will make a Hydra. A couple of Hydras pop out just in the nick of time. We'll be able to kill that. Only 1 drone lost. No fourth base just yet for the Protoss, so it's still viable to continue on with layer play, but he is going into Hive now. We're going to see it that Defiler Mound come out here, and Defilers start to be throwing down that orange cloud of death. Lings coming in from multiple angles, trying to get on top of some of these Dragoons, bait some of that phase disruption damage so the Hydras can deal their DPS. Pushing forward here, got to get on top of these Dragoons. The Hydras on the right-hand side taking the brunt of the damage while the Lings slowly start to push forward here, attacking in before his Adrenal Glands is done and before +1 Claws is finished here. Try to get on top of some of these High Templar. Oh, that's a great storm. Not even hitting his own Templar there. Managing to kill a lot of Lings with just those 2 storms and make an Archon after the fact. Having a bit of a struggle here. And there could be an option for a counterattack from Rich in a moment. As soon as all these cannons are done, we could see that occur. So many cannons getting made up here, in addition to making an army that can actually beat the Zerg's army. Protoss is funny like that sometimes. Not like ha-ha funny, but you know, the other type. We've got a bit of a counterattack coming in. 1 Templar there makes the entire endeavor completely untenable. Make another evolution chamber up here. He wants to get triple upgrade. Right now just focusing on those Ling upgrades, and no +3 on these Hydras just yet. There's a good number of lurkers here in the center, but needs Defiler support if he wants to be able to hold this center. If he wants to be able to push with this, Defilers, they have Consume. He needs to get them to the front. Start to push up towards this area. If you can get into this area with Defiler Darkswarm, it'll force the Protoss player to clear it. And then you can continue to build up while they're clearing all that. You can see that's why Rich is jumping back and forth between these 2 locations, making sure that that doesn't happen. Defiler makes his way forward. Lings are going to take this fight. Storming his own units. Does lose 1 of those Archons, which is kind of a big deal now that Lings are such a factor. The Defiler is kept alive as well. Moving over here to the left-hand side. Another Dark Swarm gonna go down. Doesn't quite have Plague just yet, but it will be online here in just a couple more seconds. It's so close. Will he be able to get a big Plague on all of these units? He's gonna try for it. There we go. Beautiful Plague. Excellent Plague from True. Meanwhile, he's added on another base down here in the bottom left. Looks like there was a Zealot or something over here. Just trying to get a little damage done. Lurkers starting to spread out a little bit. Lings coming in support. Another Defiler making its way to the front. The rally point is in kind of a funny position here. Doesn't look like he'll be getting on top of that anytime soon. No Dark Swarm for these Lurkers, but another nice Plague there. Gonna be doing some damage. Dark Swarm? Oh, another good Plague here in the middle. Prioritizing the Plague. And he did get the Archon there as well with the surround. Ooh, pylons and cannons up on the top right-hand corner. That's a little bit scary. The moment the Protoss starts to secure that top right, things get a little bit out of control. Here we go. He's going to run right forward here, diving on top of everything, taking this full engagement. This is the engagement you never like to take as Zerg, but maybe he can still make it work. Sending forward absolutely everything. Kind of into the meat grinder here. Oh, he lost the Overlord. Nice target there on the Overlord. Means that this DT can get a lot of work done, even though it's only got a little bit of health left. There it is. The extra Overlord makes its way forward, and although he's broken the position and now has set up this area, he doesn't have a Defiler up here yet. Okay, there it is. Defiler is here, and this base is a problem. He needs to get rid of that as soon as humanly possible. All of these have already been plagued, so I hope he's not looking for another plague here. Dark Swarm will be fantastic. Dark Swarm here going to do a lot of work. There is a Reaver on the high ground, though. That Reaver Gonna come in clutch here. A lot of kills on this High Templar. 16 kills, man. 16 kill High Templar on that high ground. We're running right up on top of this Artosis pylon on the left, but a secondary Artosis pylon on the right there might just save the day for this Protoss. He is going to get up on top of that Reaver, and with the Reaver going down, looks like the cannons will fall too, and another Reaver as well. A little extra prize there. Oh, that Hydra clump get absolutely stormed and completely destroyed. Now, this base is actually not that important anymore. I was talking about how important it was that he was actually getting these cannons up on high ground, but now that this base has been killed, top right really doesn't matter that much because you're not going to be able to transfer probes over to that location anymore, and really doesn't even have enough probes to make that work. Really impressive stuff that True managed to get up on that high ground despite a Reaver and High Templar with a ton of Dragoons up there. He just didn't have the meat to hold everything back, and now Ling's breaking the front line here, getting on top of everything. Gonna be targeting down these Archons with the Hydras, going after that Reaver now as well. Looks like he'll hold for now, but a lot of the important units have been killed. Storms have already been spent, and the Reaver is getting low. Would have been very nice if he had a Defiler with this. It would have been absolutely perfect. Just throw down the big plague right before going in, but he wasn't able to get that done still. Too much damage has been levied against this Protoss. Rich taps out, and very, very solid first game from True. This guy looking better than ever in the modern era. I'm really looking forward to see what he can do as the seasons of ASL drag on. We're looking forward to another great season in Season 20, but before then, guys, game number 2 is coming right up. Awesome game number 1 there between Rich and BTS, aka True. True really showing his mettle and his ability to engage with the Protoss forces. Certainly showing some excellent skill with that, running up with mass Lings very quickly in that last game. Getting in the face of the Protoss and just not letting him, just mass expand and take that top right-hand corner. Just getting a little bit worried for him, but I assumed that he wasn't going to be able to break that 12 o'clock. That 12 o'clock was pretty well secured. With some good Dark Swarms and very good army movement once again. Turning out very well for our StarCraft 2 Pro. Can be very frustrating as well, losing that 4th base multiple times. It starts to feel a little bit doomed at that point, honestly. When you lose that 4th base, 2 times in a row to just some little skirmishes or little run-bys. And the Protoss player is continuing to grow and just throw down mass cannon on a high ground. It feels bad, man. That is for sure. But BTS gutted it out. And now he's here, opening with a 12 hatcher. No, 11 hatcher, excuse me. 11 hatch on the way. Do we have a forge? Forge is down, and this is a rather early forge, so there is a possibility for a cannon rush here. A little damage onto this probe initially is going to help out quite a bit with the hold if it comes to it. Looks like this probe going to head back, actually, and look for that Nexus. And so this probe probably not going to be throwing down any cannons here. Though it's still an option. It really does seem like he wants to get that Nexus going instead. And so yeah, he will drop the Nexus. I'll lay down the cannon here in a moment as well. Doesn't need to do it too early, as you don't need the cannon to start until the Lings get to the top of the ramp. Once the Lings are down the ramp, the cannon hasn't started yet, that's where things get a little bit rough. Can end up with a run by, even a kill on your cannon. 3rd base going to be denied for now. Another drone will have to be sent out. One thing you can do is try to build the gas and then cancel to regain some health, but a lot of times Protoss players will, get you with the moving shot and then build the gas themselves right before you can build it to prevent the drone from regaining that health. And then, of course, they can just kill the drone. Very frustrating to deal with, but everything's just going to have to be slowed down a little bit. You have to swallow that little bit of loss. You're in the early game. Getting that third base down at a bit of a later time is going to cost him larva and some income from drones that could have been mining there. However, now he's pushed the probe away, and he's going to continue to deny getting up into his main base. Lair is coming, along with that cybernetics core. We'll see if he's able to get his Spire again this time, or if he's going to be a bit too slow with that. Save his overlords. 2 Lings over here, waiting for that probe to try and make another entry. Single Ling in front of the natural. Getting information about any zealots that may be coming out. Good pull back there. Very easy to lose that Ling. The zealot just runs in range, and the Ling starts to run forward. It pulls it back into the cannon. Will die almost immediately. Flying in with the Overlord now. He's looking for a second gateway. Probe manages to slip past into the main base. Link speed is almost finished. Zealot going to turn around and hightail it home. Doesn't want to stick around too long. Risk getting killed off here. Spire has started. Stargate not quite finished yet, so he should be okay. Oh, that probe is so slippery. Ugh. Dang it, that probe. Looks like he will get it. Right. Got it. Link speed is done. Rich sees it. Will he have a zealot in the wall in time? Oh, it's going to be close. Wait a second. Is he actually going to... He's going to run by here. He could run by. Nope. Run past here. You can go through. You can even just run straight up into the main. It's totally fine. Or for now, he's just going to hang back, get his hatches online. Look for more ways to slip out drones this early game before things really come online. Now, this is something I try to avoid doing, just personally. We'll see how it works out for true. But I try to avoid doing this because Hydras have a really hard time getting out of a position like this. I know it's great against Zealots, but oh my god, is it ever a nightmare when you're dealing with an attack at the third and then your Hydras get stuck in a position like this. They all just clump up right there and they can't move. I think this might be a hole big enough for Hydras to slip through. I'm not entirely sure on that. Yeah, okay. Drone can slip through. That means Hydras. Okay, but now I don't know. With this creep colony in the corner there, it's going to be hard. Definitely makes it harder. Maybe he's just going to go full on airplay, but I do see missile attacks coming, so we'll see. We'll see if that ends up being a problem or not later on. Needs to make that sunken colony. Zealots are coming. That is not a bluff. 3 larvae here, just kind of waiting for orders. The hive mind gonna give those directives now. Mutas, 5 of them on the way. Zealots making their way forward. This is a pretty good defensive position. Look at that. Probably not gonna get anything done with 7 or with 5 zealots here. 5 Corsairs coming to intercept. Can he get the kills on the Scourge? Beautifully done. Bit of a mistake there from BTS, no doubt. Can't just put 1 Scourge. Just let 1 Scourge follow the Zealots. No reason to have all of them on it. Have the rest of them kind of flying around looking for opportunities to snipe Corsairs. Gonna come out now with these mutas, and We'll look for this fight again. Can he actually get the hits this time? No, not getting much hits at all. And oh my goodness, these mutas are gonna absolutely vaporize. One Corsair went down there for a huge amount of Scourge and almost all the HP on the mutas. And so more mutas are gonna be made. He's just doubling down on it. Looking to get even more air units out here. Zealot moving around the right-hand side. An Archon has been made as well. So Rich is fully aware that this could be happening. A full-on Muta Scourge play from our Zerg player. Additional hatchery. He likes that hatchery in the natural, huh? 6th hatchery in the natural, 7th hatchery at a 4th base. See if that pans out for him. A lot of Scourge flying forward, but immediately gonna run right into this Archon. 3 kills on those Scourge already. And this is kind of difficult. This is kind of a tough spot. Definitely want to engage and try to kill. Okay, yeah, I can slip between there. Zealots can get in there too, though. Zealots might be able to slide by. Okay, Lings are in a perfect position to block this. Trying to come out and fight. This is one of the hardest things to do, I think, as Zerg, is engage with this Muta Scourge Hydra Ling army and actually be efficient when there's Archons landing huge Psionic Shockwave hits on all of your mutas. Now the Scourge are going to come forward. Can he actually get some hits? Oh my goodness, it's so bad. That was so many Scourge, and he got 1 Corsair again. Hydras are going to come up. This base is practically dead. We'll have to wait and see. Can he actually get the finishing blow on it? Looks like he will. And the mutas are going to go down as well. So it's just losses across the board right here. I don't think he can save all of his overlords either. BTS struggling. He is in a difficult spot. Does not have range on his Hydras either. And doesn't have Overlord speed, so he is really having a hard time here. He's missed some key upgrades. No High Templar in this army just yet. Hydras are in high enough number that he might be able to fight this, but that's a lot of Zealots, guys. That is indeed quite a few Zealots. Got to target down in a situation like this. Target the Zealots one by one. Corsairs make their way back, and Hydras will be pushed away. Looks like that was canceled. As more Hydras make their way forward, looks like you should be able to wipe out these Zealots now. Zealots are a little bit too low to fight this. And so we're going to see... Oh, God. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. I thought they were going to get stuck there. Hydras do manage to file their way out. More Overlords falling. Dude, where is the Overlord speed right now? Overlord speed, frankly, missing from this composition is a little bit unacceptable. Absolutely need that. Need that upgrade. Our lurkers are going to be made. And more Overlords are going to fall here. Yeah, 5 Corsairs. All right. Some Scourge coming in. That's important. We actually get some connections. Oh, right. This is excellent. He can get right in the way of this retreat. Can he get all the Corsairs? Oh my gosh, he gets 1. Pretty good moves from BTS, but he's not going to get the prize that he was searching for. Might instead get a storm to the face because these High Templars are coming down and there's no Mutalisk to deal with them just yet. He could make another round of Mutas. For sure he could do that. There's 1 Corsair. 1. If he makes Mutas right now, I gotta say, okay. Genius. There we go. True. Absolutely understands Broodwar ZVP. Gonna be making 10 Mutas at this moment, but he needs to avoid this fight. Yeah, avoiding this fight would be crucial. Can he actually avoid the storms? The storm dealing quite a lot of damage. Backing away here. But a lot of the Hydras have already died. And yeah, you just got to run from this. Threaten the counterattack. Do something else. Standing on that high ground like this, just not going to work out well for him. Send the Mutas at least to save the base, please. It looks like he will do so. All right, Templars coming out. Third base is just about complete. Fourth base still in ruins here, but may be able to save it. Hydras pulling back. Lurkers being made. Can he save this fourth base? I just need to get moving now if he wants to do so. He would have had enough Hydras to completely kill all of these Dragoons had he just waited a little bit longer for the mutas to pop out. Now he's going to lose the fourth base again, yet again. So painful. It does force out a couple of storms, which is excellent. Getting rid of those storms is fantastic. Could go after the High Templar now. Kind of baited those out well. Gonna make a move here into the main base, going after a couple of cannons. Looks like he's gonna get a lot of probes here potentially. Gotta snipe down at these Corsairs. They're super low. The Corsairs are so low. Get them. Get them, get them, get them. Okay, good job. Does get those. We'll be able to fight some of the Dragoons. Fight in the middle of the map at the same time. Zealots are gonna be forced back. Pushing forward here as the Mutalisks continue to get that damage done. Two Templar are going to move out. Can he get the snipes on these? Oh, one. Did it one kill? Oh, the Archon is so good. That Archon getting 12 kills. My goodness. I don't think those were all mutas by any stretch, but still a lot of great value. Look at how well BTS is spending his money. Sitting here on 6 hatch. 42 drones. It's kind of a minimal number of drones. You actually want about 45 on 3 bases. He's going to contain for now. Actually need a 4th base for this to work. Containing the Protoss player on 3 base doesn't really work if you don't have a 4th of your own. He's making a lot of lurkers here. Zealots are going to slide out this side. You have to contain... Oh, man. Oh, boy. That's unfortunate. Now there's almost no way to get this 4th base up. With Zealots running around the side here, you gotta catch those things. Gotta prevent them from getting out on the map. And he hasn't been able to do that. Observers are out now. And the army is just gonna continue to grow. It's gonna continue to get bigger and bigger. Drone here. Not able to get that base going. Hydras. Maybe morphed into lurkers. Some of them. Feel he could potentially save that base. Coming forward here, 2 lurkers go down immediately. The thing I've seen Soma do is have the lurkers farther back so that you know, the first round of Dragoons can get on top of the ramp, but the Dragoons behind that are still going to be out of range. Okay, pushing forward here. He takes a great fight from that high ground, absolutely ripping these Dragoons a new one. And these lurkers are going to get some great spines, but big storm comes out and forces him back, and he's in danger of actually losing this contain now. This contain could end up going away here. One zealot over at this base still has not set up that 4th. And so I'm very worried for True. If he can't get this 4th base up, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Pushing up once again, lurkers burrowing. Good storm there in the middle of all the Hydras, forcing them back so that the Dragoons can deal with the lurkers. The storm goes out. No more storms remain. Lurker's going to shove forward here. Hydras killing off a lot of these Dragoons. Target fire on the Dragoons so far is pretty good. Now that all the Zealots are gone, the Hydras got to run forward. Got to push forward with the Hydras. Try to get on top of these Dragoons so he can kill as many as possible before more storms come out. He's pushing right in now. And getting lurkers on top of this. Rotating over towards this 3rd base. Does need to keep some Hydras over here to help the fight back the Dragoons. Actually, he's just going to run away from this. Pulling the probes here. Killing off a lot of those probes. Getting rid of the cannons as well. Hydras coming up from the flank. The lurkers are gone, but there's one more storm. That one more storm might be able to save him here. A lot of probes are going to fall. Dropping him down to just 30 workers. Spending every bit of his money here, BTS is, on the last few Hydras he can muster. It might be a good idea to fall back and make lurkers back at home, but he's not going to do that. He's going to continue to be aggressive here and start to flank this army with Hydras from behind. Has True done it? It looks like he's just barely managed to pull this one off. Well played there. A difficult situation. Losing that 4th base, it really seems to be his kryptonite, especially in these games versus Rich. Trying to get this 4th base up. He lost it twice, I believe, in the first game. Twice in the second game as well. Not able to get that online. But still manages to win 3 base to 3 base. That is wild to me. I guess the push up the ramp was a bit ill-informed. A little bit of a mistake from the Protoss player. Let's take a look at it one more time. Right as he tried to push up this ramp. Felt like he had a pretty good chance of breaking up there. This is what I'm talking about. Having the lurkers right at the edge here, it allows the Dragoons to stand back and cast or just start attacking the lurkers. And then if the Hydras try to come down to assist the lurkers, then the storms can come out on top of them. And so I've seen some Protoss or some Zerg players do it a little bit better when they have their lurkers back quite a bit further, so that the first line of Dragoons gets up to the ramp, and then there's a big spread of Hydras that starts hitting them. And pull back the Hydras as they're getting stormed. And the Dragoons that are behind are still on the low ground, right? Only the Dragoons right at the front are actually on high ground, so it's still a pretty good position. Let's see this fight one last time. I think that this is ill-advised for Rich to try and take this fight. Look at the position. He's denying the 4th base successfully. He's keeping him back. He's got a very good position over here. He's still got the Templar with Storm. A lot of good cannons. All he needs to do is just keep on pumping out units, and eventually he should be able to break this. You know, there'll be a transition point where the 4th finally does come up and drones have to be made or drones transferred. And that's like a big point of difficulty for the Zerg player. Really want to just come up, kill this first line of lurkers, cast a couple of storms, and then back up onto the low ground again. And then when the Hydras start to attack down the ramp, that's when the Protoss really takes some great trades. That's another great storm there. Maybe he saw that storm and he was like, maybe I can do this. But right here, I think this is where he faltered. Rich, if he falls back right now, or just like right after that first storm, he threw down that storm on those 2 lurkers on the left-hand side. But right now, look at this. He doesn't have any storm here. Doesn't have any storm here. And there's still a lot of Hydras to deal with. He starts fighting down, fighting up the ramp. And the Hydras here just get a little bit too good of a spread. And too many Dragoons end up falling. It emboldens his opponent to come down the ramp and just take the fight to him. This is where Rich really started to lose control of this game. But nonetheless, a very solid game. A very solid series between these two. That was our last game, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it. If you had fun here today, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Support if you can. Links, as ever, are in the description to that Patreon. Thank you to everybody who supports through the Patreon page. We're having a hard time right now. We don't have any updates for the SDS, and so we're just going to continue on with this ladder this ladder casting series while we're waiting for that to finally come back online. So until then, we're just going to enjoy some games like this. So if you're enjoying it, if you're liking it, like I said, do support it. We'll see you in the next cast.